Clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I have told you that this is the basic difference, and we have to rely and difference between the obsolete as well as the physical as well as the functional depreciation. So obsolete is one which is old fashioned and not in use. So this is one of the major cause that why the depreciation value is very high. Now, what are the other causes of functional depreciation? So, there are six major other causes which are the reason of functional depreciation. There is a major difference between physical and functional depreciation. Physical is basically which is occurring inside the industry, inside the instrument, and with respect to technologies, wear and tears, and all. But in functional depreciation, it is totally the difference that what you are having. Though the six major reasons are decrease in the demand for the product because of saturation of the market. So this is one of the major aspect that if you are producing anything and which is in abundant in market, so what you will have to do, you will have to just rely or stop your production, or you have to change your product with certain properties, because if you go on doing production one by one, what is happening, you are just making a stock of your products which you are unable to sell it into the market due to the excess supply, or you can say saturation in the market. Okay, next, shift of population center. One of the major reason is that shift of population center. The most population which is controlling or buying your product has shifted from that particular place to another position, and the reason behind that may be different thing. It may be the natural condition, it may be the industry where all those were working has shifted to a different place, or natural disaster has taken place, or government norms has changed, so people have done the shifting. So these are the, this is the second point, that if there is a shift of population center, then you have to stop your production. Changes in require of public authority. Very much clear that as we know that with respect to time, the priority of public changes. The quality of product, if you are not enhancing the quality of your product, then slowly and slowly, if good products are available in market, more products are available in market, then you will, the people will move shifting to that product. So with the change in the requirement of public authority, this is one of the major reasons. Then the fourth point, insufficient capacity for the service required. Now coming to the point, one of the major part which nowadays we are facing, that okay, your product is very good, you are easily supplying, okay, you have good, but after a particular period of time, when a service is required, then a proper service is not available to the industry. In that case also, people are moving, or the industries are moving to the different service provider and stopping the use of your product. So this is one of the major parameters which are affecting, that after sale services are also one of the major requirement for the production increase. Then termination of the need for the type of service render. Suppose you are providing a service for a particular thing, and nowadays the requirement for that has been reduced. So what is going to happen? In that case, you will have to stop the production of your product, and you will have to restart. As technologies and advancement are taking place day by day, there have been different changes in the technologies. For example, you can say initially dot phones were used, then we came with the pagers, then we came with the mobile phones, and now you are using mobile phone in excessive use, so dot phones are not in use. So now the production company, those who are manufacturing dot phones, have been totally stopped producing the dot phone. So this is the termination of one type of services which you are using. Now the other thing is abandonment of the enterprise. This is one of the reason that, okay, everything is over, industry has stopped producing, and it has left the industry or the enterprise in the lonely place and had abandoned it, and now no production is required and it is of no use. Then also, if that particular enterprise cannot be reused, then it is of no use and the final value has been reduced, or depreciation values of will be high. So all these are the six factors which are highly emphasizing on the functional depreciation. These six factors are affecting the functional depreciation according to the need of the market, according to the need of the service provider, according to the need of the services rendered. So one, it is very much clear from here that there are two different modes of depreciation. One is physical and other is functional. Now coming to the new topic, that is depletion. Capacity loss due to consumption of material is measured as depletion. Okay. Particularly applicable to natural resources such as stands for timber or minerals and oil deposits. So what is happening? Depletion is basically the loss of material from the measured value. Okay, for example, as here it is given oil or minerals, what happens? Oil, how oil can be lost? Okay, when there is excessive heat, what is going to happen? The evaporation can take place. And due to evaporation, there is a loss of oil. What is going to happen? The depletion is going to take place, that you are having a fuel of or oil of 1 liter, and due to the excessive heat or due to the evaporation, it has reduced to 950 ml or 900 ml. So there was a depletion of 50 ml or 100 ml, and that was due to the excessive heat. So depletion is basically the reduction of material due to any cause. One may be it can be consumed, or other may be that due to any natural cause there is a depletion in the product. So it is also one of the major factors. Then service life. The period during which the use of a property is economically feasible is known as the service life of that property. As I have taken example of automobile when I have started this lecture, and have told you that each automobile has a lifespan of 15 years or few kilometers. It is 2 lakhs, 4 lakhs, or 5 lakhs. That has been defined by the industry itself. Okay, if you are going to purchase this automobile or this vehicle, then the lifespan is 15 years or this much kilometer. Whatever is complete first, that is assumed. Suppose you have run your automobile only 1 lakh kilometers, but you have reached 15 years. That means in the mode of year you have completed. Suppose the lifespan of that automobile was only 5 years. In 5 years, you have completed 5 lakh kilometers, which was defined by the industry. That means in only 5 years, you have completed the life service life period of that automobile. So same way, each and every industry, while it is in use, it has a service life. Why it is known as economically feasible? Why it is said economically feasible? Because if after a particular lifetime industry can be used, but due to wear and tear, due to depreciation, due to corrosion, if there is a major change required in the industry, then it is not economically feasible. So if it is not economically feasible, then the industrialist close that industry, sell out the products, and again reinstate the new industry. Why reinstate the new industry? Because as I have told you, that industry was in running condition, but it was not economically feasible due to its wear and tear, due to its physical depreciation. In one words, I can say that due to its physical depreciation, the industry cannot be was not economically feasible, so the industrialists decided to stop the or change the industry, sell out the remaining product, and start a new industry. Now coming to the salvage life. Salvage value or salvage life is the net amount of money obtained from the sale of the used property over and above any changes involved in removal and sale. If a property is capable of further service, its salvage value is high. As I have told you earlier also, that if the industry is can be reused, then by changing certain thing, then the depreciation value will be low. You can get a higher value of that product. So salvage value and depreciation values are approximately closer to each other. As I have told you, if property is capable of doing further services, its salvage value is high. Same way, its depreciation value will be low. You will get a maximum return of the original price. So the term salvage value implies that the assets can give some types of further service and is worth more than nearly its scrap or junk value. Now coming to the point that what is scrap or junk value? Scrap or junk value is the amount, if we assume or if the industrialist knows that the in the industry which he was doing the production is of no use, now he cannot produce or do the production by changing the item, then the industry will be a junk to the industrialist, or it will be a scrap to the industrialist. So what is this? This is the scrap value or the junk value. But if after getting some changes, after removing wear and tears, after removing certain parts, if the industry can be further used or further modified for a particular lifetime, then its salvage value will be high. So if he sells in the salvage value in the running condition, then the salvage value will be high. But if it is a junk, if it is a scrap, then the value or the property cost will be low. If the property cannot be disposed of as useful unit, it can often be dismantled and sold as a junk to be used again as a manufacturing raw material. The profit obtainable from this type of disposable is known as scrap or junk value, which I have told you or explained you earlier. So why this scrap is done? Because if we are not able to sell the complete unit as a one part, then we dismantle it, dislocate each and every unit, and send it or sell it out in the scrap according to the requirement. In that, few parts may be beneficial, few parts may be totally useless. So the total useless parts are sent to the raw making industries, where they are again dismantled and reformed into the new parts, so that they may be again manufactured into the new found. So this is one of the major reasons that why scrap as well as junk values are done to dismantle the plant and then to sell out those plant. What is the present value? The value of the asset in its condition at the time of valuation. Time of valuation means when the industry was basically installed. Okay, one time of valuation is that when the industry is installed, then you will have one time of value installation. After working the industry, after working for 1 year, you will have a different time of valuation. The value of asset will be different. After second year, the value of asset will be different. After third year, the value of asset will be different. Same way after every year till the lifespan of that industry, the valuation will be different and the value of asset for the industry will be different, and that asset will be the asset of that particular year at that present time. So valuation at that present time is known as the present value. Both value or unmotorized cost, the difference between the original cost of the property and all the depreciation changes made to date, is defined as the book value. It is book value, not the both value or unmotorized cost. It represents the worth of the property as shown in the owner's account record. So whatever changes you are going simultaneously, whatever depreciation conditions are there in every industry, there in every instrument there is a particular rate of depreciation. Some parts have 5% depreciation, some have 2% depreciation, some have 10% depreciation. So according to the requirement, according to the use of the parts of the industry and the material use, the depreciation is changed. So whatever is the difference between the original cost and all the depreciation changes till date. If we are talking of today, so from installation to today, whatever depreciation and the original value change has taken place is known as the book value or unmotorized cost, and it is the worth of the property as shown in the accounts of the owner. So for example, one more example I am giving you, that what is happening when you are going for a purchase of automobile, you see that you go for an insurance. So first year when the insurance is done, the cost value of your product is higher. Then next year cost is reduced by a particular period, whether you have used your vehicle or not. The depreciation has gone. So insurance value will be low. Then second year insurance values goes more down. Third year it goes more down. So finally till last you will see that the depreciation value, the insured value is very low, and that is too because due to the depreciation value which has become higher. In the first year it was less, in the last 15 year it is much high. So due to that, that is the assessed cost of your vehicle or of your automobile which you are using by the insurance company. So how they are doing, they say that after a particular time period this much depreciation has taken place. So you will have to rely on these conditions, and from this you are going to get to know about the depreciation value. So in the next class we will start about the market value, replacement value, and then number of products which are determining or helpful in calculating our different aspects. First is method for determining depreciation. First method is straight line method. Second method is declining balance or fixed percentage method. Third is double declining balance method. Fourth is sinking fund method. So these are the four methods which are basically used for calculating the depreciation of any industry or any services which you are providing. So from here we are going to know about the different conditions and different calculation techniques. So in the next class we will begin with this. If you have any problem in this, now we can discuss whatever we have covered today. We can discuss here, and you can ask me if you are